Let's have a look as to what to expect.
Now, this is interesting, and again, it shows that maybe they've kind of doubled down on this prep time, and they really want Jammies to kind of slot in, and I got to say, a fairly pivotal role, at least in this composition alone. Killjoy here on Ascent. Zelsis, again, no real surprises. And actually, Penny alongside that. Penny, obviously, ACS-wise, the top performer for version 1 in the Challengers finals, at least. On the side of Crazy Raccoons, I see a little bit of an adjustment here from what I was expecting, at least. No Omen, and actually the Astra coming in on Rion.
Ooh, V1 almost being in a spot of bother, but we are live into this one. It'll be V1 on the defensive side. See our Crazy Raccoons on the attacking side, and let's see what these regions look like. We know North America comes with a heavy tag of expectations, but they have to now stand up to the test. They have to deliver. And Munchkin go and walk about to mid. That's going to be Jammies instantly getting info. Doesn't quite find the shot he wanted to begin with. Going to call for a rotation from that Phoenix, but now Munchkin happy to take the fight.
Oh, actually slips through. We'll find Jammies on switch, but an awkward engagement. And I got to say, Munchkin kind of out in no man's land taking that 1v1 and will lose it. That's going to be the green light for the Crazy Raccoons to try and swing back towards B main here. See, Effie's just posted with the shock dart right now. That's just going to be on it's going to be on contact from the turret.
Go. Oh, it's good. It's really good. 3 of them looking worse for wear, just kind of falling into the hand so perfectly. Effie's putting on a show just for Jonas in that watch party. But for now, we wait patiently to see what the Crazy Raccoons can do with this. They've been given a little bit of room to work towards the side, but it's all being watched. Zelf is towards one, Effie's with another. This is looking lovely stuff. Just enough room to keep him cornered in, and 4 HP is not much to play with, and V1 with a great start.
Yeah, very, very strong start, actually, and it's the discipline that stands out there. Again, a little bit of a weird engagement between Jammies and Munchkin, but that whole time, Effie's just got the confidence to just sit there with the shock dart pulled. And that's a nice little setup there on the back of the turret contact in B main.
It's really
Doing
nice.
just about enough damage to chip away. Yeah, again, even if it's, 20 HP across two players, and a pistol round in particular,
it's a pistol.
that
It makes a big
damage
difference.
adds up. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's sick. Well, bits like that will always make me happy, but V1 with a good start might shake off some of the nerves that could potentially be there. A good beginning can help you build, but start, see how this goes on. You can see the ideas are there. V1 are setting traps everywhere, these small little set pieces just to be kept in mind, and aggression out of nowhere. Neff's now going to be in trouble. He's got to fall back away from this, the turret, trying to keep him safe, but Jammy's unafraid, happy to post up here.
Again, even the trade back and forth will give V1 the initial control. Medusa actually going to send a few shots through. The turret's still in spot as well, but Crazy Raccoons still want to kind of tassel with V1 here, as the alarm bot in mid going to pull them back off main for the time being. Vanity still posted with that judge. That's it. Yeah, Penny drifted all the way out through. No. Munchkin might actually be able to chase this down here.
He's trying. Run as you might. Doesn't quite get there in time, but he's going to maybe lean towards the side. You can see Astra trying to pick up the slack here, try and give themselves a little bit of respite if needed. Penny at the back of side going to have to just keep his head down for now. They've made it a little dangerous, but it's still just pistols. No armor to supplement. No spike to be planted here. You can see the judge and just rattling off the shots. And now just Neff left alive in a 1v4. Nah, not going to get it. 4 standing. Gorgeous work from V1. I like the aggression. They didn't get punished for it either.
Again, these little set pieces in the early round here is, again, probably the biggest opportunity for V1 to make things as easy as possible for them.
1 enemy remaining.
Let's see. Bringing through 4 weapons here. I'm anticipating exactly the same thing once again for them to try and maintain this pace early on. Maybe get some momentum built in terms of the economy.
See how this one goes on the bonus now for V1. First real test for them as the Crazy Raccoons do come back in with that full purchase at least. But it doesn't look like the aggression stopping. Look at this extremity control coming out from V1, pushing out towards that B side of things, getting a little bit of deeper utility put down. Not unnoted potentially, but still. happy to do this, and Vanity right on the cusp of something here. Munchkin on the other side. Out-timed, outdone Munchkin. Takes advantage as much as you want. The man's just got the shot done. So now already a little bit of an avenue open towards short. Oh, and I love the fact they're actually falling away from this. This is fantastic in my eyes. They draw the rotation towards short. They get that first pick. They fall away. I quite like that. Now they're double dipping back towards us, however. Penny now going to be fully aware. Already those Zephyr towards the site. Going to take control, and good site take thus far. No real problems yet. Zephyr's still going to be trying to make sure there's no dangers lurking around any of these corners and wait for that spike to cross, and it looks as though it is towards the back of site. Plant going to come through, and now it's damage / retake time to what E1 can really do with this. Penny still keeping control of Heaven at the very least is decent. You can see the deep play coming out as well from, I believe that's Medusa on the back, just making sure no flank could come through. So the only threat's really going to be short and Heaven. Zephyr happy to take this fight, spots out one. No real problems just yet. They just bide the time. Neff going to be trying to sit this one out. And yeah, it looks like V1 are trying to weigh up their options. Any damage to be done could be fantastic here. If they can cost them those rifles, they can maybe build from this short piece. There was a second where Jammies could have maybe converted, and there it is. Zelstis and Penny out of nowhere, double down. Zelstis finds another, and Effie's finds some fantastic work. Now the time's not going to be there, but the damage is done. Now can they get the rifles away in time? That's a big question. You can see Medusa waiting and at least punish Effie's. There we go, keeps that one away, but one rifle taken back for Zelstis. And it seems like the Marshal will be maintained too. At 2-1, Zelstis off to a good start. And do you know what, the one thing I've got to say, look, North America, I know like we're doing the whole like banter thing, we don't like each other apparently, but I'm so glad to still see Phoenix being run so often out there. I was so happy when Scream picked it up, so I'm glad to be seeing a bit of Phoenix coming through this early on. I don't get to see it much in EU, but always love a bit of it. So, as said, for now, 2-1. This is the real deal. This is the big boy that comes out. Now, yes, we do have that leftover Marshal for Vanity. If he gets the tags, I'm not too fussed, and he looks to be proactive with it as well. Trying to spot towards mid. So we do once again see the similar approach from the Crazy Raccoons, taking control, trying to build through, clear towards B, while the rest hold pretty deep back at this point. Keep your eye on the spike. They have no intention of going anywhere fast.
Need that back.
And Munchkin showing presence, trying to keep maybe the attention drawn. You can see Penny starting to get a little curious towards middle. Now these rotations could be punished if they do get caught off, if they overcommit to this. Patience being shown by the Crazy Raccoons here. And Vanity still waiting for that chance. And there's the first opportunity. Doesn't quite get what he wants, but it does encourage Penny on the swing. That's a lovely little set piece towards middle again. Zephyr trying to get the trade out, but Penny's already dipped. Looks like the side hit's going to be coming in pretty soon. Already Ryan going to be setting that one up. Trying to pull all that utility in the right place. Zephyr going to be leading the way through here already, though. Version 1 have players on site. You can see up above, Zephyr needed that to land. That could have been a huge claim on towards it. And now here comes the re-aggress. Off the back of the flash, Medusa, though, does find Zelstis. Penny on the trade out. Medusa still on the side trying to play it safe, but Penny is causing problems. And huge work from V1 playing back in from Heaven. You may have noticed Hypoc is just fixing things up, alright? Don't worry about it. He'll be back. He'll be back. You just get to chill out with me for a while. It's all gravy. But for North America, I'm sure you guys will be happy with this performance thus far, at least as a beginning. Seeing Zelstis and Penny doing well. I love that little swing in middle off that contact on towards short. There's the swing from Penny. Just these small set plays. They're really nice combinations between each other, just pulling attention in any which way. And Penny doing very well. So at this point, making it through that first buy round that was a kind of integral one. And now, of course, you can see the economy has been put back in the bin for the Crazy Raccoons, but a very patient beginning from them. I have to wait and see if they've got anything in store on these maybe unique rounds, if they have some ideas, some light armor invested too. It does seem as though maybe we'll have Hypoc back with me soon. And Zephyr starting to make some progress up mid. And you can see the handiwork of not only Jammies, but our main man Yeti there. Maybe it was Prius, maybe it was Sapphire, who knows? Maybe I'm giving too much credit, but we do love observers here. And And it looks like it's go time. Already going to head on straight through, but Jammy's quickly claims it. It does go for a 1-for-1, but that's not bad. Zelsis going to buy the time. Pop down the molly, swing on the flash as well. Effie's right by his side. Look at this. I love the fact they fight together, and Zelsis isolating Zephyr. And now Vanity wants in. They've been called over. Look at this work from V1. This is brilliant team play between each other.
Beautiful to watch, actually, Lauren. I have joined you back now. And actually, in a perfect round to see it as well.
Yeah, enjoy.
Rion, last man standing, Sheriff in hand. Again, just going to look to do a little damage here. Spike, unretrievable. Well, you can actually isolate Vanity up in heaven. He's the lowest at 5 HP, but looking as if it might actually be Penny here in a minute. It will be. Lands the headshot. We'll find the first. Sue doesn't find the second, though. Zelsis is third on the round there. And V1 clean that one up with ease.
And keep in mind, Zelsis has LAN experience. You know, if you're not too familiar with some of these players, even if you're a fan of North America, some of these players, maybe you didn't know, maybe you're of the Shroud era, right? I get you. We were all a big fan of it. Don't get me wrong. We're all aboard the Skadoodle, Shroud, and, you know, all that era. But some of these young guns from NA are phenomenal to watch, and I'm glad Zelsis is already having a really good performance. To keep your eyes on someone like him, he's definitely a player to watch for me now after seeing the work he's been putting in early. Same with Penny, already looking really solid. But it looks like timeout has come in. Curious who that might be from. Because at this point I doubt V1's calling it, so maybe the Crazy Raccoons with an early one.
Well, I think you make a good point as well. You know, a couple of players from V1 coming online individually is going to relieve, or at least alleviate a lot of that pressure for them to deliver. Especially in this game one, really an opportunity for V1 to find their footing, I guess, in a different setting. Yeah, scrims are one thing, and kind of getting through those synergy issues, but bringing it to a live match itself is definitely a big positive for a few individuals to step up on the side of version 1.
Yep, for now. I think we just constantly, it's just that wait and see, right? Like, I'm hoping, and maybe this is my bias, right? Finally showing, like, I'll actually be a biased caster, but I kind of want to see more from Crazy Raccoons, to see a region that's maybe not deemed to be like an FPS heavy region necessarily do really well. Now, that's no discredit to V1. Like, obviously I expect NA to do well. Have you not noticed that I've literally done none of these predictions? Because I honestly think NA and EU are neck and neck at this point. Like, I can't go against my own region because I'll just be murdered, but...
What do you think I avoided them?
Yeah, you're good with the big brain ones, dude. I'm just sat here quietly going, yes, enjoy all those hype trailers, guys. Sure. But it does seem as though there's a little bit of a tech timeout coming in. But it does give us time just to kind of, you know, have a little nonsense conversation. But again, I do want to see another region elevate. I think, especially during the EMEA qualifiers, we saw the CIS region look scary as anything. I think everyone knows about Gambit, at least in Scrimbucks, but they are incredible. They're a very good team. The Turkish teams, we already know the Turkish player base is incredibly individually skilled. We're waiting for that God team to come out. I want to see a couple of other regions find their teams, and I really hope it's through this tournament, and I expect it to be NA and EU towards the finals, genuinely. But I would love to see another region just surprise me, just really come out and do something that really catches off guard. But it does seem as though the tech timeout has been resolved, so all gravy. Let's get back into it.
About there. That'll work.
So that same set piece you've come to expect now. And I love the fact that technically, if they do go for it, if they opt to go for it, like let's say 3 rounds, 4 rounds, they set the precedent they can't get away from it, but it looks like a contact piece up short here, Hypok. Hypok has just vanished on me. He's left me alone. It's fine. Who needs friends anyway? Well, I've got a damn good game. And Munchkin, look, this was the guy that I was highlighting at the start to be one to potentially watch. Does at least find one on Zelsis, but an instantaneous trade comes back out, so V1 do keep the numbers for now. A 4v4 will ensue, and I wonder where they take this advantage. Traditionally, you'd argue if the attacking side is on an even number, like a 4v4, they will at least hold the advantage towards a site, but it will be down to the likes of Effie's, who's kind of... He was sitting pretty deep towards that B side, but reaggressing slightly here. I'm wondering if he's looking for information on this, and he might get a little bit more than he'd want to, but yeah, it can be a burst piece from at least 3 of the players now coming through. Zephyr's going to be the one kind of at the forefront of this, going to lead the way in. Effie's Playing a little deeper on the site. Spam does connect a touch, but the site will go towards the Crazy Raccoons for now. Unless Penny can grab a quick kill on the way, but no, the spike's already on the site, so there should be a post plant. Unless anything can disrupt it, I don't think anything can. And V1, first time we get to really see a fully fledged retake coming through. Zephyr already going to start this one out with a spot to play coming back on through, but Penny, way too quick. Just absolutely eviscerates Zephyr. Now going to look for more. He keeps going. Penny is on a tear right now. He knows where the next target's going to be. And he is unstoppable in this. Penny with an incredible play back through. He's got teammates beside him, but he didn't even need them. And V1 pulling off a absolutely formidable retake.
Bomb grenade out.
Genuinely thought that was going to be the first time we really saw the Crazy Raccoons take part in this. Take a piece of this. But I could watch this all day. Give me this replay right now. The first, I'm like, yeah, that's not bad. What? Why can't my Jets do this in my games? Gimme Penny, dude. This guy is absolutely sick. And again, yes, Hypoc has ditched me, but I get Penny doing that, so it's just fine. And what this does is put Crazy Raccoon's money back in the bin. They are struggling for a way forward at the moment. Maybe this will turn into another scenario we saw in the previous. Have to see if these gun rounds ever sit favorably with maybe the regions we're waiting to see if anything can come from.
There.
And Vanity on the other side. Let's see what he does here. He's got support. Penny's already found Medusa. This again, as soon as there's contact, I love the fact that V1 swing. There's no baiting. There's no just, oh, you take the fight. There's always another layer. There's always that next face coming out. This is just brilliance from V1. They look solid. Absolutely solid.
I mean, at this rate, any more drops, and I think the map will be over before I can even get back in, Lauren.
Don't make me laugh, all right? Like, I've got to be serious, okay?
Hey,
Get some analysis in while you can before your internet dies again. Quickly.
A short, snappy piece, right? Well, it's 6-1. There you go.
Nice, thank you. You've really helped me with that.
Short and sweet. Short and sweet.
Don't need to talk about Mitch Man already. 6-1, opts out for Penny. Come on, Penny, yes. Bring me the money. He's gonna double dip. The man's feeling it. He's feeling confident. Falls away, though, eventually. Gives up middle control. First time we've seen, I guess, the Crazy Raccoons take that, not necessarily for free, but they have taken it without a loss of life.
And actually, here, see Penny gonna, after showing early presence on short with the operator here, gonna drift back. Maybe actually try and pick up one of these players. Actually, Medusa gonna caught off guard there, but now actually with the cloud burst, Zephyr's position will be revealed, at least noted he's come deep enough towards Pizza. And Penny once again could reset and play even deeper this time around. Zelsys now going to swing on, spy out Munchkin on short. Also hot hands and the gravity well combo, but not going to get any damage done there. There's Raccoon's opportunity to reset. You can see the spike making his way back through spawn now, Lauren, and actually Neth creeping towards B main alongside Munchkin, actually.
Yeah, off the back of that control that's going to be garnered by Zephyr coming through market. Gonna be a bit of a surprise, and tag's not enough. That's going to encourage the swing from Jammies, who's going to stay alive, and this one swings out again, catching even more. Jammies with great work here, biding time and bringing this back to maybe manageable situation. Was at least Munchkin finding Penny there. Kind of surprising, but Munchkin now ult out, needs to kind of find place for this. Does want to clear the back of Boathouse, but decides to go for it himself. Might just send that through towards CT. Spike does need to be planted.
10 seconds
It goes
left.
down. Now, 2v3. No Penny on the retake, but still Zelsys, Effie's, and Vanity still have utility too, as they're finding out. Nothing feels safe here. Zelsys already going to lead the way in. Effie's holding that swing as well.
Player
And there it is, just down to Munchkin. A 1v2 required. Take a little bit of damage on that. The tag comes in. Incy deals with Zelsys. Maybe there's still some hope here. Munchkin on the reload, though, has to dip around, bite the time. Trying to play it on the clock. He gets the tag, not the frag. Dips back in. And Munchkin brings some pride for the Crazy Raccoons.
Beautifully played. Again, this is the sort of round I was talking about in the pre-game, was really relying on a player like Munchkin to step up and pop off and close out some of these rounds that you got to argue that they should be winning, right? But Munchkin plays this beautifully. It's one by one. Paint Shell buys him enough time to take this clean repeat, actually. Right here, I thought he was actually going to get the tap onto the Phoenix reset as well.
2 now. Alarm bots hanging out together. And Penny, similar positioning before, but actually committing on this one. Gonna push through as well.
Ooh.
And here comes the info. If anything, maybe solidifying what Penny saw earlier on. Doesn't maintain the position to catch the cross, and Effie's, yeah, can double down that this is definitely looking like a B piece.
Actually, this is tricky here. Munchkin actually almost catching jammies off, and he will do on lane. With a 3-man stack over towards A. Effie's got to respect this for the time being. Send out a shock dart or two, maybe try and find a little bit of chip damage before this retake comes through.
Hello.
Fantastic opening there from Zephyr with the Blade Storm.
Yeah, it must be nice. We'll take him. Munchkin a little low, but that's just fine. This retake's not looking likely, and that op in hand might make this a bit too costly. I'm seeing Penny already backing out of this one. So this might be a bit of a save on this for now. Trying to play it back in, sure they could, but Penny wants to keep that op up, and I'm not sure what the money's like at this point, but I'm sure it's going to be at least kept somewhat humble, because I think you had to rebuy this, so yeah, I think this one's going to be a bit of a save on this.
Well, there's any further damage that can be done. Penny going to pluck Zephyr in the air, and the rest of Crazy Raccoons, I mean, they're still 6-3 the scoreline now. Want to build up a little bit of a buffer on their economy at least, and likewise on V1. Don't want to throw too much away in terms of their financial position either. Penny already up to 13-3. Just a quick point to make as well, though. And again, as soon as that pressure comes through in the early round, RIOT actually drifts away from top mid. Now, if Penny plays a few more rounds on short, very, very deep, and goes hunting, he can find a lot of space.
Yes.
I mean, in the previous round, he sent one shot out and rotated, but the opportunity's there if he can identify it.
Let's see what he does with this one, though. He's going to have at least Zelsis by his side and the Aldrone, so they've really committed in towards holding the main approach rather than the mid, maybe the mid flank that they could have exploited. So this looks like to be their answer. You can see the turret going to be dealt with. And maybe just post... I mean, do you want to just post Penny up, or maybe you want to be more proactive? Of course, once that main gets taken, mid's now open. They're going to hear the op go, so they now know that short is slightly lighter of a player, because that's where generally Penny's been posted.
And this is interesting, actually, because Effie's is coming up to pick up the slack in mid from spawn. You can see Medusa and Zephyr once again pushing towards market, and actually going to drift back onto short here. Now, Gammy's got it all to do, to be honest with you, and his utility's burnt up pretty early on, so he's not got a lot to stop this.
No. Zephyr going to try and lead the way for his side, and side's seemingly clear at this point, yeah. Spike gone through, going to be a nice plant, and Crazy Raccoons have bounded back, I've got to say it. They've started to actually find some good side takes. They've been able to kind of not overly commit towards some of these pieces, but it's retake time for V1. They did do well before in these, but they need to clear short pretty deep to get past this safely. You're going to have the Killjoy ult invested, and Zephyr's still happy to just try and dodge bullets, going full Neo mode here. He's not unchecked, but that's going to be a huge pick. Yeah, Zephyr gets it for free, tries to dip back around. Effie's punishes from short, but by now there's a trade out. That deep hold from short we were talking about is going to be hard to clear, and it was. Medusa going to play towards hell, and there's no way out of this. Suddenly, the Crazy Raccoons have worked it out.
Yeah, that was a fantastic setup in the post line. You said Munchkin playing so deep. I mean, in that scenario with the clock ticking down, it takes so much to dig him out of that position that really I think it's just a single glance from two members of version 1. Not even a full clearance there, and Munchkin absolutely punishes them for it. The timing so unfortunate there for, was it Zephyr in heaven that caught Vanity? Mm-hmm. Just as that smoke drops. And again, still got that dash, so he gets away scot-free with it.
I'm glad to see them pull the timeout here as well for V1. And it's not many rounds to play with, of course, but it's enough that you don't want to be messing around with this. Absolutely love this replay. I love the way we go to 100% digital vibrance. Like, this is a game on the screen right here. You know when you're like, you're actually watching someone.
Stretched res, 100% vibrance.
You gotta love it. But I'm glad to see a timeout from V1, because you don't want to get run over here. You'd like to close out, because again, the answer that Crazy Raccoons have found is now been able to be replicated. It's not just a one-off. These side takes have been good, and it feels like they've been able to play around Penny's kind of impact. He's not been able to be in the right place at the right time. The retakes have been read well. They haven't been able to deal with these side takes.
No, they haven't. I think actually, you're right. At this point, you want to kind of stop the bleeding, so to say, because a couple of these rounds really, Crazy Raccoons have done a really, really good job in the early round of at least taking some of the tools away from version 1 and some of that stall. Or actually, when it comes towards the mid round, things like Medusa and Zephyr exploring very deep towards market, and it's making version 1 re-explore all of this kind of close territory towards, I mean, both sites really, and mid. The Crazy Raccoons are able to then just kind of slip through completely uncontested. Like I said, right there, Jammy's, so much of his utilities burn up early to kind of stop, you know, maybe just an initial dry peek up onto tree. But then when they can stack behind that, I mean, that information gets relayed, they can stack up behind, and 3 or 4 players come through. There's no logic to Jammy's then kind of re-peeking that.
When you think it's a zoom on the coach, but really it's a Red Bull fridge. But at this point, I mean, it's a long tactical if it is, but maybe it's just getting back underway. I feel as though if it's not starting up soon, no, it is. There we go. We're fine. But I want to see what V1 do now. Like, I want to see what their answer is, because they did post up Penny towards main, and it looks like they're going to go for it again potentially. But I still, it feels like try to get Penny in the right place at the right time here.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, credit where credit's due. Crazy Raccoon seem to have found an answer, at least to find some success and consistent success, because it's kind of repeating the same process once again. It's the early default and then finding a gap and leaning heavily towards it. I think you're right, though. A lot of version 1 success right now relies on Penny finding an opener. That was close. I don't know if Neff had any idea just how close it was. Luckily, he was posted up still watching this, but now I'm going to put the turret down. And
but I love this counter utility just to make it really uncomfortable for Penny. I mean, we talk about this when it comes to other maps like, you know, shower control and the kind of back and forth of utility use. I love the fact we're seeing it here. It's kind of really keeping Penny working for it. And you saw the impact he had when he got given freedom, but for now they are going to go back towards that lean towards A. Bit of a good spam actually comes out and catches Medusa in a big way, down to, what, no HP? Yeah, a couple of the other players are pretty low on the other side. Vanity and Zels is going to take a little bit of a hit off the back of that, but by now already the spike's down again.
Well, Jammies will find Medusa actually trying to, I guess, reset from that. Now Munchkin's got to get away from this spot, but he will do it. We'll find a headshot as well. Effie's with the shock dart also.
Yeah, but this is still game on. Neff, what can you do with this? No! Just darted across from short, may have been able to get in there in time, but caught in the end by Vanity, pulling off this play back in. But I've got to say it, Munchkin is just snappy, dude. That guy has got some aim, but this was actually a retake that they made work for themselves here on V1.
Last round.
Good utility use as well. Effie's kind of digging one player out of a really awkward spot with that shock dart. Actually, I think it was intended for Munchkin, and it got somebody else, I'm pretty sure. Not sure who it ended up being, but there you can see. Oh, it was Munchkin actually. Sorry. Well, it actually ended up being a second player, but I guess Munchkin was low enough to be the one to fall to it. Here comes this Crazy Raccoons actually. 4 ultimates on the board, everything except the Bladestorm Zephyr, so lots at their disposal to get something working.
You should run.
Info now truly garnered. Ryan gonna try and get the punish. Does get the tag, not the frag. Real close though. Real close. Now the sight hit's not come through just yet. Vanity gonna have to back away, respect this for now. Zephyr though gonna start building through, clear the utility. But that's gonna allow Penny a nice little grab towards net. That's gonna be a big pickup on the way in. Spike is down, but the post plants are nowhere near as safe. They do not have short control. Now they do. Ryan does well. Zeltis needs to clear this. The flash is good, and so is the frag to follow. And now they get the play towards the site.
They do now. A man advantage for them. Zelsis also ultimate available. He's actually gonna pop that, come through, try and clear through, and he actually will find Zephyr behind Jen.
Medusa's still on the site though. sitting pretty. Does have ult around as well. Opts to not use it, just the gun at his side. And Munchkin trying to play the time, trying not to give it away. Medusa.
He's going to reset here.
I love this. I love the long play around here. Yeah, there's the ult going to be popped. There's nothing they can do on this. They have to try and push it. He's even predicting it. Medusa knows what's up, sends one just in time, and they do clear it, but not in time for V1.
Really, really good readjustment there, actually, from Medusa. As soon as it
Switching sides.
comes up, he's able to peel away far enough, play from a deeper position and make use of that Hunter's Fury. Effie's frantically trying to chase him down with the Odin, but at that point, the round all but concludes.
Reloading. Stay down. One enemy remaining.
And V1, by hook or by crook, have done well enough to stabilize towards the end of that. You could see the Crazy Raccoons were finding room. Like, not a lot, but there was room. They've been getting the spike plants, beginning into these post plants. I'm glad that V1 decided to speed up the kind of play back in through short, taking that control a little bit quicker, but still, we are going to be heading in towards...
Something.
Maybe not the second half yet. Like,
Heading
look,
back in towards something, yes.
Yeah, like, look, British
It's not my
education
fault this time.
system is poor,
Not my
but I
fault this
can realize that one is not meant to be where that ends. So we'll have to
Fair.
wait and see what the updates are on this one. Maybe just gonna wait this out for a second or two. Hopefully everything's sorted. Yeah, we looking like we're going into the second half now. 5-7. The UI has caught up. Nice work, Hud. Shout out to you. And any interesting purchases coming through, any raid bosses? I'm waiting to see like the, the Yampy like frenzy with white armor or anything like that. But for now, it looks pretty normal.
See, actually 3 frenzies on the side. Version 1 at least, and you on the side of Crazy Raccoons and the Ghost on Zephyr, so expect him to try and play a little distant here and make use of the range. Is V1 going to be given a lot of space in B main here? Again, a turret inside or just inside spawn. The only thing to really spot out this push should it come through. Going to get spotted on the owl drone as well, but going to be pretty easily dealt with off the rip. Actually, yeah, you can see Version 1 is like, surely somebody's playing lane or site.
Yeah, maybe getting more than they expected, but as much as all there's noise and ruckus, it just sounds like peacocking. That's gonna be a spike plant and no harm done, but already gonna take a little bit of space back in. Vanity trying to play this just right, does get caught by that though. Damage now done and position now noted. You have to clear this position. It could be such a problem playing towards that retake, but actually Medusa with a great little pickup. They need more. Trades coming back in and forth. It's gonna be just down to Effie's in the 1v3. Trying to get the timing right. No, not gonna happen. This is danger now. This is dangerous territory. Winning this pistol, probably gonna convert the next. I mean, probably. Puts them right back on level pegging. This is gonna be the Crazy Raccoons putting now North America's representative, the second to qualify through, into a spot of bother.
To bring this to just one round, I mean, Penny having a fantastic performance there, 16 and 5, but again, not reflected in the overall round score. And this could get a little tricky here. And again, coming back to some of the discussions we were having before this game went live, in terms of like executions and things like that, that's really where the biggest question comes out. Yes, V1 looked very comfortable on defense, but some of those synergy issues might become more and more apparent on attack. They really get pushed.
Zephyr trying to play at the back of sight here.
Lots of damage done, actually.
Yeah, he does need some support though. That's dangerous. That's a lot of faith that that smoke would be there in time, but he does get to back away now, feel a little bit more comfortable. 41 HP ain't much to play with, but it's at least dealt with the initial intention from V1.
And actually, lots drawn out in terms of utility. Nami's in a position to greet any, I guess, aggression on the other side of the map, should it come through. But Neth just going to be playing behind his utility. Also got Medusa there to back him up.
Bear in mind, V1 have put a fair amount of investment behind this round. They've got the armor, they've got some upgraded weaponry. They've not come into this completely lightly. So, again, already being kind of pushed around a little here is far from ideal for them. Medusa kind of patrolling towards mid a touch, but maybe not expecting this much. Yeah, V1's about to slice right between them here. Medusa, more focused towards the site itself, turns around. Now the timing's everything. Nice burst.
Perfect.
That's so well done by V1, just completely isolates the player. Now it's the rep towards the site. Zephyr, desperate for connection, does find it on Zelsis, but quickly, what?
Wait, what?
Vanity? Vanity died there. There is no way. What has just happened? Effie's is now in a 1v4, and I have no idea how this has gone wrong. I was so expectant of V1 to convert off the back of that lovely pinch, but this is all gone to nothing. Crazy Raccoons just dominated that. That's 4 alive.
The fact that they recovered that, and again, the timing is absolutely heartbreaking for Medusa, because he gets a ping on the recon bow, and that's when he's like, oh yeah, actually they're in B main. As soon as that ping comes through, V1 timed that peak so well. Somehow, I don't know how Rion wins that in spawn, but he did. At that point, things just go from bad to worse. I mean, Neff finds another 2 kills, I guess on the back of 2 individual peaks coming somewhere on B site. But that looked like it was V1's to take with the first blood.
Yes, 100%. Now, think about what this does to the money. This kind of offsets how the round should go, technically. As we're back all even, this buy is substantially favorable towards the Crazy Raccoons, but V1 could still do some damage here. However, we said this map would be that litmus test. This is generally considered a favorable map for the Crazy Raccoons. You can see as to why Ryan is just mopping it up, making it look real simple. And I promise you, it's not. But at this point, we kind of came to this going, okay, V1, this isn't the best map for them, historically, but again, they are playing against normally very, very high-tier teams. Now, Crazy Raccoons, we don't know what to make of that region yet, so again, it kind of put it into that question. This could be a really telling sign of where this map sits, because again, a good map for Crazy Raccoons, a middle map for V1, but looking at the scoreline, this looks like the Crazy Raccoons have a great approach to it so far. Now, this is early in the second half, so let's not get too excited by it just yet, but Jammy's going to take some free space here. If he gets this, this could open up so much room for rotation. He's going to hear the steps towards CT. He's done his job here to maybe allow some room short, but Munchkin says
30 seconds left. Down, flawless.
Yeah, I like the idea behind that. Jammy's trying to pull as many bodies off A as possible. Unfortunately, not able to find anything elsewhere on short. Crazy Raccoons actually pull ahead here. Find themselves in an 8-7 situation here, and this is when you start getting a little bit worried.
Or a little excited if you like upsets, and that's something I'm always down for. Or just to see V1 pushed. I want to see how far these guys can go now. And the purchase here is going to be kind of that elongated bonus round, I guess. It's a little bit deeper into where it should be, technically, but as it stands, 8-7, Crazy Raccoon's in the lead now. And yes, this buy is going to be the SMGs, the leftovers from the previous, and of course up against rifles. V1 should, just off pure pound-for-pound firepower, should have a good shot at this. I think Medusa just caught a glimpse of Penny. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Going to fall away from that, give him a little bit of room, respect it, but trying to maybe find angles that work against these rifles.
Continue to push forward. Medusa now, as I said, already spotted it out. He just needs to play contact here with the Spectre again.
Joke's over.
So he comes through. Zelsis actually going to pop his ultimate, clear all the way through market. With that early information, nobody actually lent towards B site. It's just Neth and Medusa here. Now we're going to see the rotation come through. Zelsis still isolated after the reset on his ultimate. Might actually get caught out here from short, and he will.
So much pressure. So much pressure on just one man. That is a rifle recovered, I guess, and if they could then maybe pin a little bit more pressure towards Vanity, that would be impressive, but I want to see what they try and do with this. Crazy Raccoons are really, really hammering this one in, but it's going to be that final push towards the site that's going to be tough against the rifles. Vanity's still going to be a problem to get past as well. They're going to try and at least put some utility down to dissuade the vision, but as it stands, as soon as that drops, he's going to have full sight on all of them who just suddenly start pouring back through. There he is, actually plays through it and gives himself up for the trade. It's a 3v3. Time going to be... No way.
Oh, no.
No, not like this. Penny, Jammies, please. What is going on here? Keep it clean. There we go. Jammies just says, chill out, boys. No more of this nonsense. We're keeping this clean. Can we keep these rifles up? absolutely we can keep one. That's what you get away with, but you do get the round, but you keep one of those rifles.
Yeah, it cost them nearly everything, and we already said that was on the back of really just Spectres carried through from the Crazy Raccoons in that round. So we'll say yes, the round win goes in V1's favor, but that's a big win for Crazy Raccoons. Yeah, actually,
Enemy remaining.
a nice closeout from Jammies, actually. There's a couple of confidence builders there for him to get on the board. A nice three-piece to close it out. 8-8 the scoreline now. Couple of ultimates coming online, actually. Crazy Raccoons here. Penny gonna pop his Blade Storm off the rip as well.
And this is the thing. After the previous round, the amount of damage that the Crazy Raccoons did was incredibly impressive. They have rifles down, they've got the op-out, they actually have, I'd say, the lead in the economy, but we have to see what they can do now on the buy. Zelt's going to come in and find Ryan, but the quick trade out for Zephyr. The spike is going to go down. You see Penny just on full guard duty here. This is a really fast side take coming out from V1. This retake, though, we've got to see what the Crazy Raccoons look like when they're going to be forced.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Again, that paint shell could have given them so much time to get this retake started nice and early. Hunter's Fury now in response. Again, Effie's knows that they're going to be re-entering back through Heaven. Again, very late in the day here. Crazy Raccoon's got to move quick and find some kills fast if they want to get this going.
I don't think they've got time on this. I think V1 knows it as well. The Crazy Raccoon's going to drop down. Neth going to give himself up for the trade. Yeah, Penny's just making light work of him. Medusa does well, but by now this is wrapped up. Medusa just going to have to get out with the rifle himself. A lovely sight take from V1. Very well handled, and no opportunity for that play back in. Or excuse me, the retake from Crazy Raccoons never really got started. They were never able to get back in. The combination of the utility was too good there from V1, but... And again, that nade didn't help, obviously.
Yeah, I was going to say, the paint shell not going through just meant that they had to fall back so deep into spawn to allow this all to happen. Well played by Penny, actually, all the way from, I'd say, in hell there to deal with the first two that drops down. And it's just too late in the day for Crazy Raccoons to get anything going. But, I mean, didn't invest in anything. Net one away from his ultimate. Munchkin one off the showstopper. And Rion, Medusa, and Zephyr all got their ultimates available as well. Zephyr's actually going to pop his Blade Storm at the start of the round. Aldrone going to come through. Now, no teammate there to deal with it. Somehow still crosses amidst all the spam that comes through from V1. 4 members of V1 actually in mid, posted on the archway.
It's like a hunting pack of players. They're just staying as 4. Off the back of the flash from Zelst is going to take short, but waiting on the other side. You're going to have 2 players here. Munchkin's going to be one of them. Couldn't quite convert it. Effie's outdoes him. Just going to barrel on through. And now there's problems. Ryan, though. This flank could be huge. The timing. No. Effie's punishes again. Ryan could have done some real damage. You see Zephyr just chomping at the bit, trying to get involved in this one. Spike now down. And Jammy's play back in on short is perfectly timed. Almost going, well, you did this to us, so we're going to do it to you. You like that late kind of short play coming out? Yeah. Feels bad, doesn't it? And now what do the last 2 players do? Neth and Zephyr, I mean, they can try and find something, but just swinging off the back of contact here should at least give them the round. There's the trade, and now you got the numbers. Unless Zephyr does something unthinkable. Oh, he's been caught in the heels, spammed down. Effie's with a big round there.
Yeah, really, really well played from him. And again, on the back of Rion, able to slip into a position where ultimately he could have punished that entire push through. I think actually did a lot of damage to Effie's initially. I'm not sure who the second player that actually peaks. He comes through here, and it's actually Effie's getting shot in the back. He comes back and deals with it, but the Cosmic Divide just, again, have to respect it. They have to play deep enough. They can't really dip back in there, and it allows Version 1 to deal with everybody that's outside of Heaven, right? Everything that's on shore and basically down on site itself. They're giving them total control.
Medusa, this could be huge, but there's going to be utility to check on this.
Wow, you say that.
Here we go. There it is. That's going to be 2 big kills. That's massive impact. That does set up for a potential chance of some more damage. Neth waiting patiently, just hoping that maybe a lapse in judgment gives him the chance to get some damage done, but Jammy's on the other side. Gonna just kind of keep that idea that they're coming this way, building in the back of their minds, and there it is. Again, more utility being thrown in, but Neth yet to be checked on. Boombot comes out. Again, Nothing wild just yet. But you're going to see a little bit of a second of consideration from V1 now, backing away from this.
You're gonna drift towards shore, which is where Zephyr's actually posted up with a shorty right now. Rion a little further behind him with the sheriff now.
I like it.
30 seconds.
Let's go. One's good. Two spinners,
Oh my
Zephyr!
word.
Impeccable work out of nowhere, and this is going to rock V1. They are not loving this at all. These rifles have now just been absolutely ripped from them. And a massive round for the Crazy Raccoons. Look at that! What on earth did they just pull off?
They literally get 4 weapon upgrades out of that as well on the back of, what, 2 sheriffs, a shorty, and I think a frenzy, was that?
No way.
Something like that, at least. Barely any investment, and they turn that round in their favor. Sorry to judge as well. One I missed at the start. Again, just something simple, playing off the turret's contact here. Jammies ultimately
The
trades
second
that.
dude.
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful from Zephyr.
There.
That is so good.
There.
9-10. Game back on for the Crazy Raccoons. They've got to keep this up, though. They've broken the back of the money from V1 on this. Their economy's in pieces. That's great work. They've been able to just kind of filter up all those rifles they've collected. Oh, amazing stuff. Zephyr just holding a bit of a dirty angle to try and play with. Gonna have to force his way out of this, but V1 will at least get towards taking the site here, actually.
So, else is going to clear out a lot of this space, and Jammy's also there as well. One player actually noted very deep
Planted.
on short. No damage done on the way through. Now, Crazy Raccoons have a lot to work with on this retake if they want to invest.
There we go. There's the first big investment in here. We go. Everyone's flying in. Now you can see Munchkin just spinning around. One Alpine. That's 3 in a row. These guys just popped off on the retake. In the space of a second, they destroy so many, but Jammies is still doing damage. Even the turret finds Munchkin, but the spike now getting toyed with. Jammies doesn't check on short. Punishment for that. And Effie's can't get in on it.
Retake.
Huge retake.
Like I said, they actually had a lot to invest, and it's the lockdown and Munchkin just absolutely exploding with the showstopper. And like you said, so quickly, they destroy 3 members of Version 1.
Here.
And that post plant holds. Blown wide open. I mean, you gotta watch that one again. Thank God it's in slow-mo.
Give me the
How quick
slow-mo,
this
okay.
comes through. Oh, it's beautiful, the second kill.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I missed the first kill. It literally, How are these guys so good? This is so sick. 10-10, this is all tied up, all even. Back on the bye now. Crazy Raccoons are turning up here. I don't think we put them as being, like, maybe upset potential, sure, but, like, this is scary now. And, of course, we do have Zephyr this time on the op. Gonna have a little look towards short, but utility gonna hinder vision, so has to back away. Looks like a default from V1 to begin with. Not too much of a lean either way.
Take flight.
Initially, no presence shown anywhere from Version 1. Other than this owl drone coming through, and actually only spotting 1 member. I don't think it noted Neth, who was playing very, very close in market. On the back of that, V1 actually lead
Why,
all
he's
the
so
way
good
towards
here,
short.
dude.
Rion,
No.
they line up for him.
He's so good in this position as well. He's been such a nuisance playing this spot constantly. And be able to get 2 there again? This time with a rifle at least, but Zel's just going to deal with Munchkin, so they know there's another. But Zephyr's still waiting for the next fall through as they do come towards the site. You could hear the shot go off. Didn't find target, has to fall away to a deeper angle. No, sticks around and gets punished for that. Jammy's not going to let him get away with it. And now a 3v3 spike is going down, can't be denied. Now let's look at these post plants. You're going to have 1 tucked towards hell, 1 towards May. Actually, no, 2 in hell. Okay.
You should run.
Actually, yeah, Jammy's going to invest the lockdown as well. That's going to run the clock down in favor of actually. The Zelsis gets a lot of pressure here, but have to respect it for the time being. Zelsis, can he find that second? Not going to get detained just yet, but Zelsis still able to run the clock down. Finds the 3rd on the round now, just down to Neth.
Yeah, Neth's not going to way around as Zelsys just playing those 1v1 so perfectly. Able to slice and dice them up into just manageable scenarios. Really well done to Zelsys in that, to stay cool under pressure. And again, I was surprised they didn't go for more of an effective trade, but they seem super paranoid about the main player as well, which is pretty reasonable, but very well done to Zelsys.
Just, again, like you said, and actually the double peek is perfect from version 1, but fortunately just
Enemy remaining.
line up and Rion's in the right spot at the right time to greet both of them. And you said it, I mean, dealing with Rion and Shaw's been a real issue for version 1. He's able to play so deep, and again, it's not on the back of anything really put together on the side of Crazy Raccoons. It's Rion just being on point with his shots and timing things perfectly.
Okay, tactical timeout time. And again, money-wise, you got to make this one count, right? Like, that's the thing. Now, Zephyr, yeah, he can get his ult and just play with that, but they're sitting now on, what, 2.6, 1.7, 2.2, and 6 after the investment, so they can't really be handling much of a loss on this. Both teams kind of towards the end of it, so V1, yeah, they're on 11, but this is pressure time.
It is indeed, and again, lots of positives to take away here from Crazy Raccoons. I mean, I'm with you. They've stepped up in a big way, and again, talked about this being an opportunity, really, for them to I guess stamp their impression on Masters 2, right? What do they bring to the table here? So far, I'm very impressed. Munchkin has been an absolute delight to watch so far.
Yeah, he was the one who stood out in. If you watched over their games prior to now, I think a couple of his approaches to the game were pretty notable. My literal note is Munchkin nuts on Sky. So the guy clearly has a great deal of ability, but just seeing the whole collective come through for the Crazy Raccoons is massive. But the thing is that as much as I'm just worried it's going to get to the end here, and V1 are going to win potentially if they convert this round. And you know, the scoreline, people forget how close this game potentially was, because this has been a real push from a side that I don't think many people would have imagined would have been able to go this far already. Like, the way they've approached this is phenomenal. So I just want to see more from them. So I almost hope they convert this round just so we have a further pushed game. So already Munchkin could be the one to be trying to get that first contact over towards A, but falls away from this. That was an all-in piece. They do send Vanity back to kind of maybe check on if there's any nonsense going on elsewhere.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Gonna come through, try and brute force their way on. Actually, Zelsys and Penny will lead the charge. Munchkin didn't deal with the first. Zelsys will find one, and actually it runs down now. The damage is done, though. Comes through a 3v3. Great work from Munchkin.
Yeah, his ability to stay alive even just a couple seconds longer, get that second kill, is brilliant from him. Zelsys, though, going to try and build a little control towards short, divide it his own way. Now, Vanity going to watch as one dashes on through, but Zelsys finds Neth, and already we're down to the 2. This is going to be Zephyr having to be put under pressure, and this is not exactly ideal. Having to find it, no. Effie's big denial. Good trade, though. That's huge work, but it doesn't equate to much, as the conversion in the end comes from Zelsys in great positioning, working his way around to secure the round, and it is now 12 on the board. In the final throws, it looks like maybe just the Crazy Raccoons have run out of steam here.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I mean, great work from Zelsys, thinking on his feet there to push all the way through. That pinch from heaven, perfectly timed. Actually on the back of almost things turning back in Crazy Raccoon's favor, right? Both kills on site go to them. Looking at the purchase, it's actually not as good as I was expecting. I mean, 2 judges on the board, no ultimates available. Munchkin one off the showstopper, so expect him to throw that in the mix. Should it come online? Once again, version 1 going to come up. Penny actually based on popped, and it's Rion again that's going to be pressured off short. This time around, Effie's the Hunter's Fury from deep going to find the kill to open things up.
And Rion gone. This isolates him so badly. Yeah, you can see it just instantly makes it all fall to pieces, and Zelsys has been a constant thorn in the side, and Munchkin can try as he might. He needs to truly dig deep on this one. Does at least bail out towards Penny, but now look at what they're left with. Neth and Munchkin. Munchkin 13 HP. Neth, though, good work. Quick pick up towards Vanity. And Munchkin's heard this. But he can't get the frag. Jammy's outdoes him. And now Neth with it all to do in the 1v2. Gonna leap on down. Actually gets a free start towards Effie's. This could be big, but the time being bought here Neff knows he's up against it, just trying to find the first. This is just cruelty, but no, punished in the end, and Neff now has to get rid of
Jammies is so low, look at him.
Jammies is super low HP. The turret ain't gonna do anything at this point. You gotta deal with it. Oh my word, Neff! Impeccable work, saves the day, and we go again.
I had to focus for a second.
Insane round from Neff, the Red Bull clutch to put them back in touching distance, 1 round away from forcing overtime here. What a round. That was so back and forth there. I mean, it's heartbreaking. Jammies is so low that he has to peek onto the turret. Luckily, I mean, deals with that, but a crazy, crazy round back and forth. Like I said, Munchkin finds this first one as soon as the showstopper's online. Happy to throw this in the mix. 13 HP and loses out the 1v1 versus Jammies, though. That's the thing. He was ready. He was anticipating that look. But Neff coming through when it matters.
The buy, both of these teams, they're on such a poor point for the economy. You've got 2 Bulldogs, a Judge there for Neff. On the other side, a Spectre, 2 Spectres, excuse me. So
I have this fight.
neither team in the perfect position on this one. Now, what do they do with this? V1, where are you going to take this? If you head towards B, Medusa's there, Munchkin is there, and out of all the players, I'd probably avoid Munchkin if I could, but timing's going to be the factor now.
Slow round. Actually, Neff having the lockdown online in this round. Again, when you know version 1 are going to be treading very cautiously. Could be a big playmaker. Trying to get something done off this utility in B main. They will clean it though. They're just going to retrieve the orb. A little bit of damage coming through, but nothing noteworthy.
I thought there'd be substantially more than that. Zelsis in a little bit of bother here. Munchkin's going to make it worse towards Penny. That's going to be the first pick up this round. And they're going to peel from this. They're backing.
This 20 seconds. This is dicey to say the least.
Who's on short? Who is on short right now?
It's Neff with utility.
Oh no, Neth's going to buy the time. This could be a huge disaster if he just buys the time. Vanity does get past him. Munchkin on the side just wants to try and deny the spike bomb, but no, Effie's runs through him. Is this how it goes down, really? A 2v3 post-plant now. And you got Medusa and Zeph up against Jammy, Zelsis, and Effie's. This is a fight for OT for the Crazy Raccoons, or the victory on map 1 for V1. And Zephyr flashed up, forced to back away, scared of maybe some pressure coming off the back of it, but no, Medusa now opens up the way through on shore. Just trying to build on in. First fight comes in, gets it. Effie's now down. Zelsis is looking a little dicey on the side, but he does manage to deliver towards Zephyr, and now the 1v2 feels almost impossible. Medusa doing everything he can to try and find a way forward. Gets down Zelsis. He needs to 1v1, and Jammies is low again. Surely not this time. He's going to get it to halfway. No, no. Jammies peek it. Jammies peek it. Oh, and he does in time. Jammies peeks the corner and gets them through on map 1.
What a finish. I mean, at that point, I honestly thought it was going to come through. Once again, Jammy's so low on HP. He's got to respect the position.
Any surprises that we're seeing?
No, again, Jammy's flexing onto the Viper is kind of what I wanted to see. And obviously, typically they would run the Omen alongside this as well. So no real surprises here for me, at least on the side of Crazy Raccoon. Just double checking. Actually, yeah, this is pretty much as we would expect coming in here.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I was seeing if maybe they dabble in something new, but this is the thing. Do you bring out any new looks now? I mean, you've just had one of the closest games. I feel as though you've got to kind of play to your strength at this point, and it does seem as though the teams are ready. They're locked on in, and we can start now looking towards map 2 and what this is going to entail. I'm going to push you for it. I hate doing it to you, but prediction-wise, are you on board with Crazy Raccoons potentially taking this, or are you saying it's a close 2-0? Because I'm going close 2-0. I do think V1's going to probably convert this, but I think it's going to be close.
I thought it would be 2-0. I thought it would be comfortable. I'm actually kind of with you, but there is definitely the possibility.
I love that. The little deep nade to allow the orb to be picked up and they back away. I love these little, like... I love utility being used with intention. I think it's a great look for this, and it does mean that V1 have to clear a little bit more meticulously, but Penny connects out of nowhere. Munchkin just lost his head.
This is the second trying to play Zelsis. Pinches perfectly as Zephyr tries to back away. Medusa will respond, but kind of isolated inside the nest here, and Vanity there to greet him on the way out of that smoke. That's now the last one on site, but
Spike
we'll
down
find
A.
Effie's. V1 got to hit the brakes on it for the time being as Jammy's, like I said, in that role, able to lurk through mid here, find a huge gap on the back of that rotation coming through. Going to catch the audio cue also on Rion rotating. We'll find the kill as well.
Feels a little rough. And now Neff. The 1v3, there is a little bit of damage done. Vanity 40, Jammies 70.
Not him back on A.
Planted.
Oh.
Yeah,
That feels bad, man.
Yeah, this is the problem with finding so much value. And I'm talking about just the information alone from that lurk from Jammies. They're able to just run rings around Crazy Raccoons in the pistol round.
Yep. And now the post plant's so strong. They've got such good positioning. Neff gonna have to just hope for a freebie through the smoke. Maybe Vanity denies. And round 1 goes V1's way, but again, I think we started to see the real impact from the Crazy Raccoons really kicked in on those gun rounds. That was the more impressive part to me. So again,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm not so fussed just yet. I want to see what they look like once they get those rifles beside them. But this is the start, and I'm wondering where that. Okay, fair enough. Must be nice to have that sort of aim, but just absolutely punishing at this point, and lovely progress towards the site. Very, very meticulously done so far.
There was a point there as well. I thought potentially Jammy's going to get caught off guard, but like I said, the audio cue comes through. At that point, you can relay the information, and V1 decides to actually just swing back. Plan on A here. Actually, that's going to spy out some info with the turret, but he's the only one here for Crazy Raccoons right now, and he's pushed up. Okay, we'll respect it now that the owl drone comes through. V1 will be given site control.
I don't mind people going for a stack in a round like this. Keep in mind that the Crazy Raccoons, their economy is going to be pretty poor in this round, so why not try and do something a little out of the box? Stack towards B long, didn't work out this time. V1 are going to be in on the site. See if they can keep it clean. Looks like it so far. Rion going to find one, but that's about it. And nice aim, but couldn't quite convert. Penny outdoes. And just before we get to the buy, of course, I do want to give a huge thanks again to the observers who have just been absolutely impeccable so far, which is Prius, Sapphire, and the one and only Yeti. So big shout out to those lovely humans bringing us all the action from in-game. And also got to say it, Penny off to a great start as well. The man does like a strong beginning, right? Like Penny comes out absolutely blasting, and he did in the previous game, and just carried on. He was able to kind of keep pushing that sort of presence, but I'm just waiting for the Crazy Raccoons to get into the game, and now they're on the rifle round, so this is where it's got to begin, right? This is where we get to see suddenly maybe that dangerous side that we saw in that previous map.
Yeah, and it looks like an all-in. Ooh, Rion actually catching a headshot on the way up there, but Vanity able to get that trade from the top of, actually trade the damage back and find the kill. That's an early man advantage here for V1, but rotation's already come through. If the Crazy Raccoons can stop this plant coming.
Have a look, see what Neff can do with this as well.
Stalling it for so long.
Yeah, the time being bought here is fantastic. I'm keeping my eyes on if Penny potentially does try and maybe locate some space towards A, because this is an all-in rotation, because with Rion down, they can't really hedge their bets. They have to kind of overcommit to these rotations, which could be punished. Now there's been a bit of a pause here. This could be a really nice piece if they do find that space towards A, but you can see Vanity still trying to sell this concept. Now Neff does punish that, so we're already going to be back down to this 4v4, but look at the progress that Penny has made. Zephyr's already over here though, but it is just one player. That spike plant could come in now. Audio cue going to be made, so they know that there's now problems on the other front.
Actually going to be Zelsys sent forward to plant this. Munchkin will find Penny, actually.
30 seconds
He's
left.
thread the needle all the way from behind Boiler. Zelsys gets his ultimate online, so potentially come through and deal with some of this early presence here. And Jammy's going to get himself up into a position where he can play the post plant. Zelsys finds the first.
Zelsys really good for that one. You can see Medusa pushing up for this one. They have to try and disrupt that Viper in these post plants. We know it by now. We've been telling this story the entire time, and Jammies has gone down. This opens up the chance. Great work from Medusa and Neff there to keep him at arm's length, and Effie's trying to do everything he can to deny the spike diffuser. Now back on it. Can Effie's deny it? I don't think he can. No time on it. Munchkin keeping him safe. And the perfect beginning back into this for the Crazy Raccoons after a good read from Penny to try and utilize that rotation from the Crazy Raccoons.
It's unfortunate that, like I said, I'm not sure whether or not Munchkin just caught that angle over the top of screen from Boiler, but Penny getting picked off there. I only gave you... actually threads the needle, as I said. A beautiful shot to get back in. And actually, Jammies with the snake bite slightly off on the plant there. So I don't know if that was a
Get out of my way.
bit of a readjustment on the plant, or the lineup wasn't right.
A lot of faith put towards the one omen, locking down B for now. Rion going to be left with it all to do, and not necessarily a poor read at this point either. The mid presence going to be splitting through. I wonder how much damage they can do. This could be a problem if...
He's got no idea.
Oh, he's got no idea. Neth is absolutely none the wiser. Caught with the pants down. This is a beautiful split already. V1 are now behind enemy lines, and they're just pinned in. Munchkin's going to try and re-aggress, which I don't mind, but they've left Vanity posted up to catch this rotation. Lovely work. V1 have just done a clinic on this round already. I love this, but now the 3 remaining. Can they put together the last picture of the pieces? No. Mid has been infiltrated. There's no way back in for it.
Just fantastic work from Version1. Again, to smoke off the turret there and double push towards Neth. Neth has no idea whatsoever that they've got all the way deep into kitchen. Effectively getting all of this control so deep and for free, basically. Medusa find a consolation. Potentially a second here. Again, just looking to do a little damage. Make it costly for Version1.
Player standing.
Okay, yeah. Comes through and Vanity cleans up. Don't
Scoreline.
touch anything.
I need to write this down. Oh no. Scoreline is 2-1, apparently. So I need to catch up on this. Hypork, you have a cast.
Okay, sure. Yeah, V1 leaning heavily towards A here. Yeah, right. Actually, Vanity going to find Zephyr trying to get a little bit of aggressive. Penny as well do some damage onto Neth. He's got to back up towards backside. Down to 27 HP now. Initially, a lot of control gained by V1. Now, still got to get the spike down. The Nano Swarm going to force that off default for the time being. Give Medusa an opportunity potentially to find this, but he's going to owl drone through. We'll spot out Effie's. Actually, doesn't actually opt to spam through there. I guess conscious of another player playing close enough. Now he comes through though. A little bit of damage done, but no kill.
Okay. So the 4v4 post plant. I'm looking at Neth here, pretty close by. I have enough audio cues to maybe work with, but Vanity already finding Munchkin. It's going to make that a problem. Medusa, that's filthy work. Vanity and Penny going to be reeling off the back of that. The Zephyrs and Jammy's going to be called upon, but now look, Viper post plant. You better be ready for this one. You can already see the damage gets done, and V1 do close it through. So the scoreline now will actually update to what it's meant to be, so I don't have to count. I got real nervous that I had to get like an abacus out, that I was about to be doing some on-air math, which is never good. But scoreline is now sorted, hopefully, and everything is back underway. So we're good, right? We're good?
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, almost like it never happened. This time around, again, Snakebite does do its job dealing with it. Actually, I think Neth was down to, he was 27 HP initially, but the Snakebite dealing with it. Closing things out, stopping that diffuse coming through now. V1 once again, a heavy lean on towards A. Actually, Crazy Raccoons did try and stack over B there to greet anybody coming out on B lane. Now, Neth didn't back up once again. Very low HP, and he's tucked into backside.
See if he gets anything out of that. Zelsis.
Ooh.
Zelsis gets a big punish for that pretty brazen fight. Now Penny's going to be the next on the chopping block, potentially, and look at them, falling like flies. How is this getting turned? These are the rounds that somehow the Crazy Raccoons make look so deadly. Munchkin sends it, doesn't quite find Vanity, but as the smoke dissipates, he's left standing, no burst left to play with. And now Effie's called upon to try and deal with the sudden mess that's coming out of nowhere. No spike plant to be worked with. He knows where Munchkin is. Can he clear it for free? 23 HP makes it much more comfortable to work with, and there it is. Effie's clears. Now, Rion was noted earlier, but he could have easily moved by this point.
He could have repositioned down to 45 HP though. Still only a sheriff in hand. He's not been able to upgrade it. Effie's comes through, a huge red ball clutch for him there to turn that round back in their favor. Again, Munchkin, unfortunately, I guess not anticipating Effie's having that second shock dart available, but literally dug out from backside there. with relative ease. And I got to say, initially, Crazy Raccoon's finding so much value early on in that round. Just finding a couple of really weird kills back to back. Vanity does great work to, I guess, put the first kill on the board. But shout out Effie's, man. What a round from him.
Yeah, super, super clutch. Red Bull clutch, you might say. And Munchkin wanting a bit of that himself, but yeah, just baited out by the utility. Out of nowhere, V1 find 2 big entries, and look at the pace in which Vanity's going to take the space. Medusa just on the other side like, yes. Yes, I will sit here. This is perfectly fine. Now, the spike is on towards the site, and now Zephyr can't see that. You've got all the utility kind of keeping him somewhat safe, and the spam's going to at least deny the spike plant for now.
Hunter Fury popped. A couple of warning shots sent out, at least to zone off version 1 for the time being. But meanwhile, Zelsys has actually slipped up inside tube here. He's going to get himself into a really good position to apply some pressure to the back line of Crazy Raccoons here. And actually, Neth completely unaware. He was trying to spot mid now. Damage comes through onto Snowman. Zephyr will fall. Zelsys spotted the second one as well. Look at that. Digs Neth out. Medusa trades it, but the damage is already done.
That's impeccable. Just hitting the brakes for a second to allow him to work. Medusa needs to go full clutch on this one. 30 HP. Still some utility to work with, but pretty tricky to dig these players out of these positions. Jammy's on the swing, yeah. Not even going to depend on the utility if required, but just happy to take the fire. Medusa falls. V1 looking solid here. Ultimates now all coming up as well. They've got plenty to play with, and it's a collective effort. It's not just that one-man show. We saw, Zelsys having a great game before Penny, but this is all of them. Everyone delivering now.
Yeah, actually, the break doing wonders for version 1 in terms of coming back into this. Again, though, Zelsys just times this out and literally threads all the way through. And again, I love the decision making there, not to backstab Neth, but also prioritize that kill onto Snowman more so. It gives his team the opportunity to move up onto site. He can come back, reset perfectly with that flash, and deal with Neth's second ball.
Mid-piece. Ace of this. Yeah, straight through against the pistols. You do have only, like, what, a Sheriff Frenzy, a little bit of armor with it, so it's not like a completely neutered purchase. Still got a little bit of danger to it, but Munchkin can at least find one. That's Jammy's now found. Quick dash on the crawl. Get it. There we go. Got himself a rifle, not for long. Gets it for a second. Oh, and Zephyr's just eaten that flash. The double down. Zephyr tries to work with this, doing the best he can, but he's being swarmed. Players just about everywhere, but the aim is crisp. But it doesn't really make for much here. Be a miracle to even live, but a valiant attempt. But Effie's to find, and V1 again just taking strides through the map now. It looks like coming out of this break, that V1 have just kept the pace up, and the Crazy Raccoons look a little shaken here.
This was clean though, and especially with the classic as well. Finds the first. It's free gun, by the way. Absolutely free. 6-1 now. And this is the point, really, and I was talking about this a while back now, in the first few rounds. I want to see Crazy Raccoons really make an adjustment here and fight for this early round control. This is the sort of thing I'm talking about. Munchkin actually going to force Penny off that top spot. Vanity will find Munchkin, though. Penny comes through. First 2 kills going in favor of V1 once again. And look how quick this piece is.
It's brutal. They are just flying through this site. Yeah, they're given so much. Crazy Raccoons are almost giving up way too much of their space. So yeah, they can play for the retake, but you're playing that against a Viper, like a good Viper. It's something that I said about V1 that I liked through their qualification route, is how well they played with that Viper in the post plants. Especially with Effie's as well, and the Sova too. Like, it's super deadly, and that's before you even address the fact you got like Penny out here. You got Zelsys. This should be just a back away and keep those guns. Zephyr wants to keep that up. Medusa's not going to get anything done. Maybe cost them a rifle or two, but by this point the money's pretty flush, I imagine.
Yeah.
So it's really just trying to keep that op in play for Zephyr, but they're going to hunt him down. They've got players to spare. Yeah, Zelsys happy to claim it. Vanity will lose life, but they can reinvest. And the Raccoons have not got an answer right now. They need to invest a lot more into these early rounds and kind of try and potentially fight for that space, because the retake ain't working. They aren't getting those fast flanks on. They're not getting that pressure through mid. Remember how we were praising the likes of Magnum, for example, from Fnatic for controlling that mid pressure that could have been coming out. There hasn't even been time for that against V1.
It really hasn't. The problem being now, again, in this kind of position in terms of the economy, V1 can just keep coming out of this, right? They can just brute force their way into these entries. It's so difficult. Once again, we're going to see the same play from Crazy Raccoons on this eco. We send 4 towards B lane, try and get some control early on. I'm actually going to try and pressure Jammies here. He will get picked off. Look at it. On the back of all this pressure, V1 straight away going to aggress onto A site. And this time around, Neth will back away. Lockdown available, so he's not going to sit in back site.
No, and they are on sheriffs, and yes, they have the light armor with it, and at one point you have to kind of stop trying to play for the economy and play for the round win, which sounds obviously very obvious, but you can see Effie's just striding through them. These guys are on. V1 looking like they never really stopped on this. And look at that spike plant as well. This is all going to line up pretty nicely. Neth's going to struggle. Can't even get it to halfway just yet. Here it is, sends down another, buying the time just so perfectly. Vanity could have done with hitting that, but time being bought here, it doesn't really matter. Effie's and Vanity in combination, making this too difficult for the Crazy Raccoons, who've just fallen by the wayside. Where's this team gone?
I think really had the wind knocked out of their sails, especially from map 1. Again, with things ramping up towards the end of Ascent. This is getting tough to watch now. Effie's great flank control here. Actually, again, that's on the back of Rion actually finding the first kill on the way in. Again, finds those kills. Hunter's Fury comes online, and it's another tool at their disposal in the post plant. Makes it very, very difficult. This time around, the buy round, there's going to be 3 members over on B, and nobody there on the side of Version1 to greet him. Now, the recon dart actually going to give away a lot of information here. It's going to pull Zephyr and Munchkin to hit this rotate. All ultimates available for Crazy Raccoons. They have everything to throw at this round to get their second on the board and actually get themselves back on the board after that break.
Okay, Zelts is going to lead the way, take so much space. Look at this push. He's just going to take so much room. Here's everything. No one's there to stop it. Oh no, Zelsis has done him dirty. Great work on Neth. And that's site control garnered. That's enough for a spike plant. Munchkin's going to try and play back in at this point. Pretty good timing on it too. Ult comes in, does deliver. Great work there from Munchkin. Still plenty of ults available if they want them. Penny, though, going to play the edge of that smoke. Gets outgunned by Medusa. The smoke criminal just coming on through. Does not care for a second. And a 3v2. No post plant for Jammies to thrive in either.
Viper's Pit invested to try and regain some control of default at least. The Al drone comes through, clear some of these angles. Actually, Rion's there to greet him as Jammies tries to slip in behind it. Vanity now last man standing and a 1v3 operator in hand. 20 seconds left. Yep, just wants to deny the operator. I get something done, but again, wants to run this down as long as possible. Rion will pick it up. Crazy Raccoons somehow, some way, get that round back in their favor. That's on the back of Neth being the first to fall. Again, Zelsis creates so much space with that ultimate. They have to respect it. They come back and actually peel away after the first flash, but with the second, Neth will fall. But straight away, that's the lockdown. The lockdown taken off the board for Crazy Raccoons. So really good stuff from Munchkin actually to be the front man to turn that round back in their favor. And a double operator coming out here. Munchkin and Zephyr opting late on in the first half to pull this out.
Okay. I mean, it works in CS for way varying reasons. It's rare that I get behind it in this, but the burst through middle is going to make it worse as well. That's going to slice them right down and going to isolate the player, which is going to be Zephyr probably if they pour through towards B. Yeah, and they're right in amongst them. Even if they just considered one-op being here, they're going to try and play through middle and just keep it looking so neutered, not working on the extremity. Zephyr, they're not even going to open up the plant for him. He can do nothing. He feels just like a chocolate teapot at this point. Absolutely useless. And yeah, this is done for V1, absolutely outplaying them. Whether or not they read that just one op would be in play, but let alone two, they've just absolutely dominated it. And now these two have to instantly go to a save.
Yeah, this is such a huge investment to lose this purchase, especially this round deficit. Again, I'm all for switching things up, but right here, V1, I don't even want to say have a good read here. It's just the stars align and the way they approach this round. Zephyr does actually catch Jammies on the second peak. They come through, try and shut this down.
panic.
Huge loss actually for him. It's Munchkin hopefully can hold on to this one. Like I said, financially, that is a tough round to lose. Yes, you could say round-wise, grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter, but
Last round
ouch.
before the switch.
Did they save that other I can't remember if that was an that'd be a weird investment. I'm not sure. Maybe they saved it from...
They saved one operator,
I just
but
don't know
the
if they had
second was
two.
purchased.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, maybe. Look, surprising to me, but a great read from V1, even if it was just in regard to one of those ops being in play. They just sliced through middle again, completely exploiting that initial problem we had in the very early rounds. Roll your mind back way earlier. So again, if they're still finding these issues, now Neth on the op instead, this is going to be interesting, really varying this. Now Munchkin going to get a little bit further ahead here. There's the first Neth with a nice snap towards Penny. Good start for them, and Munchkin can back away now. They've got that first pick.
You can lean back a little bit with this man advantage. Munchkin actually goes exploring. It's going to be the spike that he finds on the back of Vanity. Boombot goes through, going to give some more information. There's another player to deal with, and Neth will find Effies as he swings around the other side. Lockdown invested now, looking to try and close this round out very quickly. Jammy's all the way back at the top of spawn ramp. No flank coming through yet, and actually still a lot of control of mid here, with Neth finding all that value on A. Crazy Raccoons are able to just kind of sit in formation here, maintain a lot of map control.
Celsius. There's a little try down towards Tube, but not really having much of what he's trying to sell. The 2v4, it can be done, but it takes a couple of mistakes to be made.
Left.
Very hard to define that without problems being had. Zephyr is a little alone, but does have ult. Jammy's going to work in with the spike now.
Player standing.
Already Zephyr's found Zelstis, and he's going to want to find some more here. This is going to be horrible for Jammies. He's got so many problems in front of him, and he chooses Medusa to be the one to put him to bed.
Again, a lot of pressure on Jammies to get that done in that scenario. But a very, very convincing from version 1. 9-3 they come into this, and again, we talk about routes. Oh, nice little... I didn't even catch that one, actually. This is the first time around. Nice opener there from
Snappy,
but round score-wise, this is really tough. I mean, pistol and conversion, it's 11 rounds. It's almost, dare I say it, looking kind of mathematically improbable for Crazy Raccoons here. Now, we can also come back to points we were making before this series got underway. But this is actually one of the maps that you'd expect Crazy Raccoons to really make moves on, so...
Yeah. But with that in mind as well, I do want to highlight, you guys at home were thoroughly impressed, it seemed like. A general consensus of this has been, not only maybe, it's been a good performance from V1, I think they look good, but it seems like most of you are taking into account the stand-in, and, you know, you're kind of expecting it to not look as smooth, but you guys are saying maybe a little bit of a surprise, but also, like, happily impressed with the Crazy Raccoon. So hopefully that keeps up going forward. I mean, I think that's the main thing to take away here is that, you know, a lot of people are saying, again, I'm glad that I got your opinions at home, if I'm completely honest, that people saying, you know, believe V1 is a great matchup at this pace, you know, even with a stand-in, but Crazy Raccoons are excelling today. So I'm glad to see that people are actually just enjoying this as a concept of a matchup as well. Now, this I'd say is a little unfortunate for the Raccoons that if this ends in the way this might do, people may forget how close map 1 was, and if they'd converted map 1, this would be map 3 time. You know, it would just open up that next opportunity. That's not the way the cookie crumbles. V1 do hold currently, of course, map 1 in their pockets, and this being map 2 here, the Raccoons do need to pull up a bit of a comeback, and it's got to start with this pistol.
So approach, but actually, I think V1 going to take immediate control here. Jammies and Zelsis actually swing out fine one, but meanwhile Munchkin has actually slipped all the way through. Might catch Effie's inside the Aldrone, lands the first shot. Luckily closes it out. There's a second there. Effie's was going to recover that. Now Penny going to run a nice little bait there. Vanity going to counter peek off of that. Now version 1 have a man advantage. Spike planted on A though. Actually Vanity dipping a little ahead of the beat there.
Zelsis the timing. There, this is going to be scary. Zelsis needs to be able to keep himself alive, and he does. That's 2 big kills, but there's Zephyr on the counter push. I thought Zelsys could have mopped them all up. I was a bit worried about the timing on the flash, but Zephyr finds it just right in the end.
Unfortunately, no more damage done from Heaven, at least there. As if they had a perfect opportunity to pinch Crazy Raccoons as they tried to get very aggressive, actually, in the post-plant, but... Again, exactly what we want to see. Coming back through and actually playing that very, very confidently. A very quick piece coming out from Crazy Raccoons. On the back of version 1, drawing first blood, actually, on the, all the way on the other side of the map.
Approach is all unique for Vanity. I want to see what he does with. I guess it's leave Vanity to solo kind of long with the Judge and light armor while we get to stack out everywhere else. It's not actually a bad idea. I prefer teams to try this where it's like it's a little one-dimensional to an extent that if it doesn't go that way, then yeah, it can kind of suck. But you're clutching at straws in these rounds anyway. So I kind of like the idea of giving it a little bit of a unique approach. Now, with no early contact elsewhere, it looks like they're all going to kind of pile around here, and Zelsa's trying to bide the time to get the rotations in, but keep in mind that the Crazy Raccoons are way better invested into this. Already Neth going to find Zelsys. You can have Rion towards the back of sight. Really nice pickup so far, very clean, meticulous, and no real opportunities for Jammies and Vanity here.
Spike planted.
Actually, the turret's there to spy out Jammies on that.
One enemy remaining.
A late lurk, try and dig Neth out of that position, but Vanity now Judge in hand. Whether or not Crazy Raccoons are actually going to feed anything across them. This is another comfortable and confident round win for Crazy Raccoons. Whether or not Vanity can do any damage is really the big factor. No. I was ready for it to be just like 2 line up for him there on the open, gets ahead of the recon bolt, but good stuff. But early on, I mean, if you want to start believing, these are the sorts of rounds you want to see Crazy Raccoons pick up.
Yes. And keep in mind, that being a Prime Gaming Flawless, this does build up the money. They had rifles out. This could have been costly if they did lose them. That's actually a pretty good round to keep that clean. So glad to see them at least trying to build that economy up and giving this one a bit of a try now, because I was a little worried that, you know, they're not playing the current meta to an extent, right? If you're not going to run your Vipers, if you're not going to do this and that, there's always going to be a potential of a threat. And you could get left behind. There's a lot of benefits to running that sort of look in these sort of games. But as it stands, hold on. Munchkin's just got a mile of map control building. I think it's Zelsys on the other side playing deeper, just kind of watching the cross up. I wonder if Zelsys gets a spot on this. He definitely has now, but Munchkin's taking a lot of space in mid.
Yeah, again, this is the second time now we see Munchkin really force his way up tube with the absence of anyone playing there. Zephyr, speaking of forcing his way on, comes all the way on. It's a battle of the judges. Vanity actually comes out on top there. Zephyr will fall.
Wasn't pretty, but it did the job at this point. Now Spike's gonna go down, and it is 4 plays in the post plant. Now, of course, it's a little different. Yes, they have Killjoy in this. Yes, they've got Medusa as well on the Sova, so maybe it's still gonna be a bit of a problem, but V1 on the play back in. Zelta's gonna lead the way, Unafraid, gonna be the first one forward, try to be as bold as he can, get as far as he can, gets a tag on Medusa, but the kills ain't coming in clean. Vanity desperate for this to work. He does get it, but he loses his life for it. Neth there on the trade. And now Munchkin and Neth have to make this work in a 2v3. Now Spike yet to be toyed with. Oh, and Neth out of nowhere finds a huge pickup. Wait, no. Effys is on it.
What is going on?
Effys is on the Spike. He's still going to get one now. He's got to know where Neth is. He just got the kills on his teammates. Effys off the Spike. He wants the kill. He can't get it in time. Forced to fight, falls back to the Spike. And I don't know if he's got the time on this, but we're going to find out he does. V1 with the clutch.
Effys once again with the Red Bull clutch, man. It's the second time here on Icebox, and it's to put V1 back in control, back in the driver's seat here. Unfortunately, Crazy Raccoons unable to convert that, and everything was going their way early on. It took so long for version 1 to deal with Medusa there.
Enemy remaining.
I thought they had that one in the bag. Okay, actually, I was going to say, version 1 now addressing the fact that Munchkin's got in undetected twice now. I like this readjustment from version 1 to put some emphasis on mid, and that's on the back of I guess only really in the pistol round finding value on that B lane stack, because Jammy's actually the headshot. I'm surprised actually it didn't do any more damage from that on the back of Munchkin's Vandal, but Jammy's got to back away and respect it.
There's a lot of pressure put towards the safe site so far. Still got the split as well coming out from Munchkin being a nuisance towards B. Going to keep the players at least somewhat having to be cautious of this. Zelsys, though, could be that player to make a difference. We'll see. Munchkin gets the timing, gets the shot. Jammies is now gone, and that's a problem they have to address to an extent. Whether or not they rotate off this, we're yet to see, because as it stands, the Crazy Raccoons were postured towards A. They were ready to go for this one, but now information may be limited. If they peel away from this, there could be a punish through mid. Zelsys is going to see this cross. That's one, that's two. This is huge information relayed. 3 players now noted, crossing back on over. They do know that Munchkin is already somewhere on the site, but by now they get such an early read.
You should run.
Actually, Killjoy investing the lockdown here. B-Lane's not going to allow Version1 back onto site now. 12 seconds left, the plant going to come through. Effie sets up with a shock dart, but Munchkin there ready to punish him on that lineup.
I like that from Munchkin. Just trying to use the space that he garnered earlier after that pick towards Jammies. Now, Penny1's back in, though. Set into motion by the Omen. Lovely work there. Good combination, but good trade out for Zephyr. They're not letting these untradeable kills come in at all. They're all going to have an answer for him. Vanity and Zelsys feeling a little left to rot out here. Yeah, Real's already found Zelsys, and Vanity can try as he might, but so many players to try and deal with. They're all just spamming away. They know where he's at. Tries to thread the needle, not gonna happen, and the Crazy Raccoons are right back into this now.
It is great response there. I love the readjustment as well from Rion to his TP all the way into mid, just under boiler there. Allows them to play 3 very, very wide split. You know, actually, let's take a look at, again, overall the economy for Version1. Yeah, it's not actually great. They're going to be right back down to a scrappy purchase here, a shorty, a bucky. It was like 2020 somewhere along the way, but
Get out of my way.
nothing on the side of Effies and Penny. Penny actually going to invest the Blade Storm off the rip. I get something.
Both.
Actually, no, it was Zephyr. They both popped, yeah.
Both went for it. Yeah, Zephyr being toyed with by Zelsys, but Medusa's going to find Vanity. This is all looking like it's going well. But once again, the Crazy Raccoons outnumbered in the end. There was like a 2-player face there. They couldn't deal with that, but Effies has to move, and there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Penny from up on top, though, going to find Medusa. Looks for more. He needs more as well. Keep in mind, the buy is pretty poor coming out from V1. Oh, no. They're all bunched up. That could have been huge, but it's not. Munchkin gets the gun out in time, but Penny punishes. The trade out for Rion is big, but now the 1v2. Jammies could get this kill. The timing's everything. I don't think he saw him. Jammy's definitely dead. Oh, no way!
13 HP on Rion. I was going to say the range a little awkward for him there. Oh, no.
I mean, if he'd have got that, he had a perfect opportunity to get a clean reset. There was no chance of a counter peak coming on to trade Rion if he falls in that scenario.
This is so unfortunate.
10-7
3 rounds now.
Yep. Look at this. V1, it felt inevitable. They were sat on 10, right? Normally I don't talk about comebacks until you get to like double digits towards that end, but V1 have gone quiet. Now they have at least got the money to bring out the op. Now Penny's back on the full buy here. Everyone's sitting a little pretty. Bit of light armor here and there, but it's not the end of the world. Investment of the ult as well. Jammy's going to commit to this side, and Zelsys helps him out while he's here. Trying to clear him out of this one. That's a good idea. Jammy's going to be forced away. It touches Munchkin, going to try and take the space towards the site.
Jammies?
What? Jammies? They're everywhere. But Zelsys still going to fill the gap. Apparently it's fine. Rion's now in trouble. Yeah, this is the weirdest shutdown. Munchkin's going to have to go super clutch in this one. Sprays away, doesn't quite find Jammies, and I don't know how he lived through all of that.
I have no idea how Medusa and Munchkin are able to just take the zipline again, just paying no respect whatsoever to the Viper spin. I think Jammy's ultimately was like, yeah, there's no way that's going to happen, but V1 respond. The Prime Gaming flawless round victory here. Put V1 on 11 rounds. Again, we asked the question with these rounds trading back and forth like this, what it looks like for the economy. You see coming through here, it's Zelsis is like, okay, yeah, there's somebody on site, and then there's a peek that comes through onto Nest. It's like, yeah, there's 2 people here. Really, really weird round to watch back.
Very backwards. Very, very backwards. Me and you during tech pause.
Yeah, that's how I felt earlier.
But quick piece from mid coming out from Munchkin. Hold on, Effie's on the other side of this, and Munchkin waiting for that time. Yeah, gets it so good. Munchkin he's a nasty player, man. Munchkin is someone to watch. I don't care how the result goes at the end of the day. This guy is solid. He used to back away though. Zelsis definitely got a glimpse of him now.
He's just so slippery, and time again, he's able to
look at him. Look at him!
In here and here, re-aggressing once again. We'll find Vanity. Penny now with it all to do from behind yellow. We'll line up the first. Nearly actually connects 2. Actually going to look to double dip.
Oh, this could be huge for Penny. I want to see what he does with this one now.
On the way out.
But he's going to see that they backed away. This is big information they can relay. Now, Munchkin's the problem, though. He can catch every one of these rotations. Him just piercing through middle was a massive play, but Penny looking more like Kenny in this one. Spots out another pixel out of the place he could have done with that, but he'll take it for now by just staying alive. Jammy's in the right place at the right time as well, leaving just Neth and Medusa alive. And you can see the spike now being toyed with towards the side, but they should be in a good position to play retake on this. I want to see what positions they go for. Neth going to try and cover off at least the short wrap on this one. Zelsis there going up towards heaven. Penny heading on around as well.
Medusa actually has Hunter's Fury, but he's stuck on site for the time being. No real opportunity for him to reset. Yeah.
This is where this has to come down to Neth, and he's going to double down on it. Huge pick up there. Finds 2. And he's going to need more. Now Zelsis can put the wall up if he wants, and he does. But it doesn't stop the bullets, but he's going to sit it towards halfway. He's not stopping. This is a full defuse. He's not getting off the spike.
No way.
He's not getting off the spike.
No way. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Zelsis just giving no respect whatsoever. He knows Neth is low HP. Throws up the wall. Oh, my word. That's what takes us to match point here. Version 1 on the brink of closing things out on Icebox.
My heart breaks for him a little, I've got to say it, but the balls of steel coming out from Zelsis, man.
As I said, it's so awkward for Neth to actually take that wide swing, right?
Yeah, of course. Are they walking mid? V1 are walking mid. They're just straight up walking mid. Welcome to Deathmatch, ladies and gents. V1 just want to get this one started. They're going to have the read. This is surely an A piece now. All players can be in the right place. They can leave Jammies as just kind of a fallback plan on B if required, but they've got 4 players now waiting for these guys to make it through. Ultimates are plenty as well. Effie's there. Vanity's got his. On the other side, yes, Medusa did have his, but he was locked to sight. As we noted last round, Plant going to come in, tries to be denied. Spike does go down regardless. Zephyr in the meantime did catch Zelsis, so that's going to be a player advantage, at least in this post-plant.
Yeah, and actually, I think Effie's got 2 tags with the Hunter's Fury there, so 2 players very low HP, and actually, Zephyr once again runs under the kill. Vanity falls, and now Munchkin comes through with a judge, try and do some more damage, pile on the pressure. Jammies will find 1, but Rion in a position to trade. Crazy Raccoons put another one on the board, stay alive for the time being. And right there again, you can see Version 1 as 3 walk mid to make sure Munchkin can't do the same thing again. And actually, it's the perfect readjustment on the back of nobody showing on B. They come across and they fully invest on trying to stop the plant coming through. But unfortunately, at that point, I mean, positionally, the damage is done. Especially with Munchkin getting so close already behind default.
Now this has broken the money for V1, so this is actually kind of scary. Penny's going to invest onto the ult. But beyond that, they have 2 marshals. They have a sheriff, the classic on Effie's, but then it's going to be Penny on the ult. So full armor on Penny too, so he's your danger man this round. Zelsis tasked to keep control in middle just in case, but it's going to be this A piece again, it looks like.
A couple of things here. Medusa going to try and find a tag with the Owl Drone, I think, and maybe put that Hunter's Fury to use here. If not, actually not going to opt to do it here, so probably going to save that for a post-plant. See Penny all the way up on rafters here. Bladestorm in hand. Now, can he find something on the way in? Zephyr gets one in, gets straight out there, and actually no trade comes through. Munchkin with the double on the showstopper. Brings this to a 2v5 now for Version 1.
all the dangers just suddenly been quelled from this round. You're down to Jammies and Effies, who were there to cause a little bit of a problem, but they weren't meant to pack a punch like Penny was. And now, as we can see, Neth going to clear up Effies, and this is going to be 9 on the board for the Crazy Raccoons. Now, keep in mind, they were tearing through this. It's been a couple of clean rounds short from V1, but don't forget how dangerous they were looking. Jammies just being toyed with. Neth there, going to shut him down, and it's going to be 9 on the board for the Raccoons, and they're starting to look scary. I mean, the economy was broken from V1. They should be able to get a buy back soon, I think, but again, this is a build potential here.
I guess the other thing in terms of damage control, not an awful lot. I mean, actually, the showstopper, yes, but I mean, in these other rounds where they can just let Munchkin kind of off the leash and do his own thing, he's able to thread his way through and find value. Now, I have to wait and see if version 1 doesn't look like they're going to try and greet him with this mid presence here. Actually, Crazy Raccoon's spread a little thin.
Oh no. Oh no, don't let Penny start like that. A free pick towards A? There's no response. There's nothing they can do with that. That's
There's
just
nothing.
the site now gone. They've lost full information on it. Yeah, they've got, what, like a turret there, I guess, but...
Well, the other thing is now they can lean away from A. You can see straight away 2 players come towards Boiler, 1 in Kitchen. Now Munchkin will respond, finds Jammies over on Snowman. But...
Oh, look at this bait. Medusa, wait and see if anyone would dare to. No one does go for it. Yeah, and you're right. There are 2 players here now. Vanity's over this side. You have Zelsis here. Both have ults. Zelsis may be able to use his if he wants to try and dissuade
Yes.
a little more, but... Munchkin finds Vanity so easy. It felt like they lost track of him a little there. Zelsis
The name.
can't do anything.
The paint shell on point as well. It's come through as a man advantage for Crazy Raccoons here in the post plant. Not an awful lot of utility, but like I said, the Hunter's Fury still. A couple of shock darts sent out. I'm trying to fish out Munchkin, I imagine, knowing that he's down to 36 HP, but the double peek as the smoke drop is perfect. Lockdown in response here. V1 still trying to force the issue.
Full white though, full blind. Medusa's gone down. Zelsis needs to make the most of this. Tries to clear out as best he can. He couldn't quite get it, and it's still going to be going through. It finally gets destroyed. Now Penny up with Zelsis in a 1v2. Neth needs to clutch out this time. Backs away, and now Neth double dips. Tries to keep them off the spike. Has to check that time. No full diffusers going down here, and it will be another on the board for the Crazy Raccoons.
Comes through Neth with the Red Bull clutch here to keep Crazy Raccoons alive once again, bringing it to 2 rounds now. Again, making all the right moves to make this comeback somewhat believable. And I'll be honest, things shaping up very similar to what we saw on Ascent. Crazy Raccoons actually building a lot of momentum. Once again, Medusa, Hunter's Fury still available, not invested yet. So they have that at their disposal, but Penny with the operator, 1 Spectre. It's
But look at the rest,
scrappy
yeah.
round for V1.
Money's tight. Penny, though, has to make the most of this.
Perfect.
Sets up Zelsis
Perfect.
into play, potentially. This could be huge. Good flash, going to clear out Util, give away a little bit of the game. Doesn't want to get away without actually costing Neth a lot. And Penny again
way.
finds Zephyr. That's going to be all up. And there's Zelsis just kicking into gear, all off the back of Penny with a perfect pick to begin it. Now we're down to 2. Medusa and Rion have to clutch out again. A 2v5, ult invested. Everything being poured onto them now. You can see the push coming out from Penny as well. On the back, just flanking this through. They are being boxed in, closed in. There ain't nowhere to go now.
Both of them now creeping up towards Vanity. Low HP behind Yellow. If they can isolate this, they might have an opportunity to turn the tides on this round. Jammies. Jiggle peek in the edge. But actually, potentially going to get backstabbed, and he does. He's left wide open here with Vanity drifting away from Yellow.
But look who's waiting. Vanity. Say hello to his little friend. That's going to be 1. The second evades, but now a 1v3. Still looking rough. But Rion wants to fight. They're just on the other side of that smoke. All 3 players are here. Rion, how much can you do? Nothing at all. V1. Just stop before it starts. Version 1 lock out the game at the very end. I felt that comeback could have happened, but no, they just completely stomp it down off the back of some brilliant work from Penny.
What a fantastic series. I mean, for me, version 1 ultimately being